Hello and welcome to the Dark Mount video review for the Takara Tomy Transformers Generations TG30 Waspinator. Waspinator is the Japanese release of the Generations Waspinator that we just got over here. Except his green plastic is a little bit darker and a little bit metallic, and he has gold paint on his bum instead of yellow paint. And unfortunately, the wings still have a bit of that kind of sheen to them, but not quite as pronounced. So it's still a cool effect, but you lose it a little bit. He has a gimmick in this mode, is that if you press this little switch on his back, his wings flutter back and forth. Anybody who knows me knows I hate gimmicks. I hate gimmicks. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Just put the wings on the toy. This is not so bad. It's really not so bad. It's not super intrusive, but it does make this much bigger than it needs to be. So there's that, and then it also makes a big like switch looking thing on his back, which is kind of lame, but they did a decent job at hiding it. It's not like super apparent, so what else? For size comparisons, here he is next to the original Splat. The original mold, and this is the Japanese Telemoka repaint. So he's actually pretty much like smaller overall. I mean, he's probably about the same amount of plastic, but he's got a lot more curvature in him and he's a little more compact, so he's not quite as splayed out. Get a view from that side. To transform this figure, I'm going to start off by mentioning a slight issue that I have. So the head is supposed to tuck up under this part right here, and the feet are supposed to tab into the tabs right there and right there in two little holes. However, if you actually position this to the place at which those will plug in, then this portion up here moves forward enough that you can see, and you might not be able to, you can see Waspinator's head kind of poking out, which really bugs me. And as far as I can tell, that's it. So what I've been doing is not plugging these in. Which allows this to rest much further up and cover up the Waspinator head inside. And then you can still lay those back down and they sit pretty much flush, so you don't really lose anything there. And then you don't have super visible head syndrome or like any huge gapping there. So that's a little lame, but it's also easily fixable, and you don't notice that those aren't plugged in at all. You literally, like, don't. Doesn't make a difference. In terms of articulation, you actually get a decent amount. these are on ball joints, and they feel pretty sturdy. I'm not super worried about snapping these like I usually am with thinner bug legs. You get a decent range of motion on those. And then these will spin around. So you can get kind of a flying thing going on. You can have them stand up all silly like. Alright, so I'm going to unpeg those if you peg them in, if not, whatever. Then unpeg the arms, which peg in there and there. For some reason the dark green plastic they're using here is not showing up very well on my camera, so I apologize if things are a bit dark. Once you're done with that, you can pull the legs out, straighten them out, get the arms out of your way, bend this entire abdomen backwards, lift this up, spin it around on the ball joint, and then click it back down. And will actually fit around here. You can come in here, rotate these legs upwards, open up the feet, upwards, feet. And usually I just kind of point these wings back to get them out of my way. You want to come in here, rotate these outwards like this, and then you want to push these two arm bits so they split the chest, and both of them will click separately. And then you can position this downwards, and it will plug in once you get it positioned properly. There's a peg there and a hole there. You can come back here, get the wings back where you want them, and unpeg the gun from its traditional Waspinator storage area. Rotate these up. And there you have Takara Tomy, Generations Waspinator, in his robot mode. For size comparisons, here he is next to Generation Scoop. Sorry. Here he is next to my sleepy friend, Earl. And here he is next to the Japanese repaint Beast Wars Waspinator. So you can see they tried to mimic a lot of the stuff over, like the split here and the upside down feet bits here on the knees. But they did a much better job at capturing the character. If you take a look at the head sculpt on this figure, you can see it's very round, everything's very rounded. Whereas this figure has a much more show accurate, both paint scheme and just shape and size of everything. And you will also notice that his light piping is like incredible. For articulation, you have ball joints in the shoulders. Can go out pretty far. Ball joints in the elbows, wrist swivel, no waist rotation, good range of movement in the hip, and also a hip swivel. A knee bend that goes very far forward for transformation, and about that far back. No ankle tilt, so this figure must suck. And foot and heel articulation. And then you have the relatively expressive ball joint I was messing with earlier. The weapon is obviously designed to mimic the weapon from the original Beast Wars Waspinator. However, instead of being two parts, it folds up and stores as the stinger. So, do I recommend this figure? Yes. I don't even feel like I should need to go into it anymore. It's obvious. This figure and Rhinox are both excellent figures, especially if you're a fan of Beast Wars. This guy is amazing. I don't know how I feel about the gold paint. I got this figure because I thought the paint was a little better on the face, and I was already getting the Rhinox from Takara, so I figured I was just going to bundle order them. I don't hate the gold, actually. I usually don't like gold on anything. I don't dislike it on here. It's not terrible, and I'm thinking of this more as kind of like an IDW, maybe like Earth mode of his or something, so I'm not super worried about it not matching the original Beast Wars design. And I'm really surprised that I don't dislike it. There's gold on his face, up on his crest, there's gold here, gold here, and it doesn't bug me. It actually works for me for some reason. But all in all, this figure is awesome. He might be one of my favorite beast formers in general. He's really well done. His robot mode looks really hardcore, and it's pretty spot on to the CGI model. Yep, AAA+, has tech. Good job. You make good toy. Alrighty guys, thank you for watching. See you next time.